Brain coral is an umbrella term often used to describe a variety of solitary large polyp stony coral species, mainly Trachyphyllia and Welsophilia. Up until recently, the hobby had always regarded these two as two unique species, but thanks to recent genetic testing, they've been reclassified into a single species called Trachyphyllia geoffroyi. There can be slight differences in appearance between these, but care requirements are the same. Let's go over some tips and tricks to make sure you have instant success with your brain corals. Brain corals come in just about every color combination under the sun, though they're most commonly found in various shades of red and green. They have a hard skeleton with tissue that can inflate to several times the size of the skeleton, which is how a happy one should look. Colors should be rich and deep. Avoid any specimens which appear to be bleached or faded in color. As with most medium difficulty LPS corals, brains are not particularly difficult to acclimate. As long as your parameters resemble the typical reef tank, a simple 15-minute temperature float should suffice. As we always say, feel free to dip acclimate all corals if you see the benefits from it. Brain corals are not a coral that is known for having a ton of pests. We do dip them, however, as 99% of brains available in the hobby today are collected from the wild. Because of this, we sometimes find flatworms or even bristleworms in them, but they don't grow on rock with lots of crevices and hiding spots, so these pests are relatively easy to eradicate. Typically, you'll always see brain corals placed on the sand bed. These corals definitely do make better candidates for the sand bed than most other LPS, as sand doesn't seem to irritate them quite as quickly as some other corals. But if you choose to do so, just be careful to make sure that they're not being partially buried by any of your fish or inverts from time to time. They can be placed on the rockwork as well, but you'll just want to make sure that they're secured with coral glue or putty. Avoid exposing the coral to intense lighting initially, though it may be acclimated to higher par over time. Once established, brain corals are relatively easy to maintain. Just watch out for any signs of bacterial issues, especially when introducing new coral to the tank. If you see colors start to fade, target feeding with fine particulate foods may help. We don't have a typical regimen for target feeding our brain corals. We have some in service accounts that are over 10 years old that have never been target fed. However, feeding can be a very useful tool for rehabilitating brains that are bleached or damaged. Brain corals are not typically fragged in the hobby. Similar to other solitary polyp corals like scolies and acanthos, it can be done, but typically it's not worth the time investment it takes to regrow a complete polyp. We've also noticed that the frag versions never seem to grow back quite as nicely as a wild specimen. The fact that brain corals carry a much lower price tag than their aforementioned counterparts make them even less viable candidates for manual propagation. Hopefully this video has given you some useful tips that will help you on your journey with brain corals. If you have any questions at all, throw them down there in the comments. We're always here to help. And let us know what coral species we should do a video on next. Thanks for watching.